Thank you, Sunita. Since I'm remotely sitting in Delhi, I'm with you, all of you personally. And also Sunita spoke extensively in Telugu, which I don't understand, unfortunately. So I apologize, and I also apologize if I repeat anything. Uh, so, um, so let me start with this whole process of what was happening in these 22 years. Krishna has shared everything with you. So I was her voice in the Supreme Court, and in 2015 when the judgment when it disposed of, which I think Dr. Krishnan has also told you how that happened. There were two commitments made by the government of India. One, they said they will bring out a new legislation. And two, they committed that they will set up an organized crime investigating agency. Now, these two things did not come from thin air. The organized crime investigating agency, that whole idea came up because Prajwala, we had moved an application in Supreme Court on behalf of Prajwala, wherein we said that this is such a massive crime. It will need a specialized investigating agency to look at it. And also the nature of the crime is such that one state police may not be able to handle it. It will require coordination between interstate, sometimes more than one state, it may be 3 states, 4 states, sometimes a few states in India and maybe a country abroad, so it's inter-country. So since the crime is so complex, traffickers operate in such an intricate web, we felt a specialized agency will be able to deal with this crime. And that is why we moved an application. So, and we had said it should be on the same lines as the narcotics, how they deal with narcotics. We wanted in that way. So in response to that, they said we'll set up this organized crime investigating agency. In 2015, although we were, it was a very brief judgment of the court, but we thought, okay, we had faith in the government that they will bring out the law and they will also set up this agency, because a lot of work, groundwork was done by the government to do this, to set up this organized crime investigating agency. Even a deadline was given, I think a few months from the judgment, the deadline was given. But nothing happened as far as the agency is concerned. And as far as the law is concerned, initially there was a lot of movement. They set up a committee, and I think they co-opted Dr. Krishnan in that committee. The committee drafted something, and another draft was done. Many drafts were floated. Things were discussed at length, circulated, and people were co-opted, and all of them, experts on human trafficking, were consulted. Then a draft bill was actually presented, and cabinet approved it, and it went through in Lok Sabha. So in this time, because a lot of time was being had lapsed and nothing seems to have been done effectively, we moved an application in 2017 before the Supreme Court, and we said that the government should get its act together and do something and honor their commitment. By the time the application got heard, the bill had got passed in Lok Sabha, so we thought, okay, some progress has happened, and we were very hopeful that the bill will pass through in Rajya Sabha. It was only a matter of months. We had no reason to believe that the bill won't be placed in Rajya Sabha. But as luck would have it, they didn't place this bill in the Rajya Sabha. Then the government term got over in 2019, so the bill lapsed. After the new government came into power in 2019, I would say Prajwala and many other organizations advocated for getting a new bill passed in the government, and they had I think probably connected with the union ministry multiple times. When it was felt that nothing seems to be happening, a second application was filed in 2022. And in 2022, again we asked for the same thing, saying that in 2015 you made a commitment, but you don't honor the commitment. Initially, when the application was filed, they filed a reply wherein they actually said that the draft bill is ready, but it's awaiting cabinet approval. But the matter came up for hearing only in 2024. When it came up for hearing in 2024, the government lawyer, the ASG, appeared in the court, and she said that let me take fresh instructions. Now the time has lapsed. When they took fresh instructions, to our shock, They came to the court and they said that they do not believe there's a new law that is necessary. The changes that the penal code, the new penal code that Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, BNSS is good enough. So for that reason, they said the new law, the new exclusive law on human trafficking is not necessary. That was their stand. And we actually contested that stand very vigorously, and we argued. The matter was heard over many hours, and we had filed extensive written submissions. Our basic claim was this, and we have been consistent in our claim since 2004, that survivors and victims of trafficking need to be heard, and there has to be a protective plan which is given to them as a right from the time they come in contact with the state. That is at the time of rescue and thereafter till the time they are actually fully rehabilitated. There has to be a seamless protective plan, and all the stakeholders have to work in synergy. And we have given some manner in which it has to be done. We also told the court that trafficking is an evolving crime. What is relevant today may not be relevant tomorrow, because traffickers are evolving. New forms of trafficking is emerging, and new spaces for human sex trafficking are being identified. So keeping that in mind, we can't have a one-time or a stand taken in 2004 may not be relevant today. We also told the court that with the internet growing in the way it is, technology growing in the way it is growing, technology-enabled trafficking, which we are calling cyber-enabled human trafficking, is on the rise in a way that we can't even begin to imagine, and the law enforcement, unfortunately, is not equipped to deal with this. We flagged all these things, and we argued at length in December 2024, and written submissions were filed. In middle of last year, the court actually heard again, and they asked the Government of India to respond in detail to all the submissions made by me on behalf of the petitioners. They were given some time because they actually asked questions saying that you are saying you have so many protective homes. The petitioner is saying only this many protective homes are there. They gave an opportunity to the government to clarify all these stands. The government filed an affidavit. Subsequently, we have the judgment today, and I think the press note that is being circulated captures the key points of the judgment, so I don't want to spend time on talking about it. But what is, I think, a kind of a validation for us is the court accepted that there is a need to have a victim protection protocol. The court is calling victim protection plan. The court acknowledged our plea that the government has actually gone back on its stand. The only difference between our argument and what the court ultimately had was, the court felt that it is not proper for the court to direct the setting up of the organized crime investigating agency. It left it to the government's wisdom. The court also, however, recommended that the government should consider having an exclusive legislation on human trafficking. So I thank all of you for giving time here today, and I'm sure Sunita Krishnan has explained at length to you. I also am told that there are some survivors, very brave survivors, who are willing to speak to you today, and it is their voice. The court has acknowledged that one needs to hear their voice. The court has actually said that you can't let these survivors stand in the periphery and watch what others are doing for them. The court says her participation is important at every level. And we are extremely grateful to the judges, Justice Padiwala and Justice Mahadevan, who gave us this judgment. And we are now, let's see how it will be implemented. In fact, we are we appreciate the fact that the court has not closed this case. The court has asked that this matter should be heard again in September for compliance. They want to see how the government actually implements this judgment. Yeah, I think that's all from me now. So Dr. Krishnan, Sunita, I think you can maybe take over from here. Thank you.